What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Redriveraviation. Hope you're having a fantastic day today. And today we have Airline Collectible Haul #1 for you all. I really hope each and every one of you are excited for today's video, as today we kick off a brand new video series here on my channel, taking a look at all kinds of airline collectible items I pick up during my travels and assessing them to their fullest. So I really hope each and every one of you are excited for today's video. And without any further delay, let's kick off this brand new video series, everybody. 2024 is a new year, and that means that we have new content coming here to my channel. So I'm really excited for this new series. As I just said, we'll be taking a look at all the airline collectible items that I pick up during my travels, and I'm super excited for this. So without any further delay, let's just go ahead and get started. So hopefully you all saw by now the West Coast trip recap video that I did, and that goes into all the details about this trip, but pretty much it was a joint California and Hawaii trip, which was super fun. So in this haul, I have various boarding passes, safety cards, magazines, and other such airline items that I picked up during this trip. So in this video series, we'll take a look at all of them in chronological order, where I got them, and kind of explain the ins and outs of them. So really excited for this, and I hope you all are as well. So let's just go ahead and get started, everybody. So I'll put some of these other items to the side, as those will need some explaining. Let me lower the tripod just a little bit here, and we'll just get started. And again, this is kind of like a mini trip report, if you will. So we'll go through all the items that I got in order, and that kind of takes you through the trip as well. And I'll kind of do some explaining too, because it's really cool, and I love airline collectible items. And in the next installment of this video series, you're gonna find that we went to the LAX one-day collectible show the following week on January 20th, and we'll have actual airline collectible items there too. Not that these aren't, but items, historical items, like I have an Atlanta Hartsfield Jackson book that we're going to take a look at, and I have some other, I have a Delta 747 in-flight entertainment screen, so you know, all the collectibles. But in this video, this will be all from that West Coast trip to California, Hawaii, that spanned from January 6th to January 13th of 2023, and all these items I picked up throughout my flights and other such places. So again, hope you all are excited for this. It's going to be super fun. So let's just go ahead and get started, everybody. The first airline collectible item that we're going to take a look at here is my boarding pass from Tulsa to Salt Lake City. This was on Delta ERJ-175, and you can see here, this is what a typical boarding pass looks like. We have several of these to take a look at. So Tulsa to Salt Lake City, it was DL4022, operated by SkyWest Airlines. I am a boarding pass connoisseur at this point, pretty much, so I'll explain what that means here in a moment, but this is not a very good one. You can see it's just normal kiosk plastic. I've been trying to get actual cardstock boarding passes, so what I would recommend for all of you, if you're interested in good boarding passes that aren't flimsy like this, is to go up to the ticket counter, and most airlines do have a good ticket counter printing boarding passes. Delta does not. Typically all of their stationed airports, that's going to be all the airports that have like Unify as their ground employees, do not have very good kiosks, and as a result, you get these kind of bad paper boarding passes. This is actually, it rained in Hawaii while we were there, so unfortunately it got a little stain there on the side, but not too bad. That's what the point of an airline collectible item is, I suppose. So again, this is really nice, and super glad to have this boarding pass, seat 17A, zone 3. I'm not going to pay for priority on Delta. That's way too expensive. Gate A6, it started boarding at 7:35. You can read all the details throughout, and in the back just has, don't throw away the ticket to your next vacation. So that's why we're keeping it here, and it looks really nice. So again, really cool. So that was absolutely awesome. I'm glad to get that. And during that flight to Salt Lake City, here is the safety card. So again, this is the ERJ-175-00 safety card for Delta right here, in very good condition. This one is pristine. I mean, just take a look at those corners. So here's the safety card, and of course, you got your typical Delta outline up here on the front. You got a widget up here as well. Then you have the portable electronic device using portable electronic devices safely feature here, excuse me, and it shows you kind of the various outline of that. Delta's one of the few carriers that puts it there on the front. Then you can see in here we got the various procedures here for water landings and evacuations and ground evacuations, and it kind of shows you a full map of that. Some of them are better than others with regards to the aircraft illustrations. So as you can see here, that's definitely not an ERJ-175, but still cool. The door configuration is pretty much correct though. Over there on the right side, that pretty much has to be correct. You see some oxygen mask in the other ones. Delta does a good job on theirs, and I think their illustrations are very easy to see. So I give Delta huge props in that department, because as you can see, they do a really good job there. So feel free to pause to look at any of that, as there's a bunch of really good information throughout there. And again, this part I think is kind of cool, where it says one safe and secure. I believe this is the revisions for them. But anyways, the revision for this safety card was in October of 2021. So very cool to see that revision #1. Then you can see here the back that shows all the evacuation information there on this particular card. Delta connection, operated by SkyWest Airlines, 100% recyclable. So yeah, this is a really good condition safety card, and very glad that I was able to get this one. So looks really good, and this is in really good shape. Certainly very glad to get to pick this up as well. So that looks really, really good right there. Actually, what I was going to do for the thumbnails, I was going to start outlining all these items here on the table. So let me just go ahead and start putting them. I think I'll do, you can't really see it over here, but I'm going to put like boarding pass on the top, and then I'll put safety card on the bottom. So I love, who can't love you some safety cards, right? So that looks really good. All right, back to the memorabilia, collectibles, whatever you want to call it, you know, we got the drill. So here we go for our next one. This is the Delta flight on the Airbus E321 from Salt Lake City to San Diego. So you can see here, January 6th, once again, DL2630. The boarding time was 10:44 a.m. In Mountain Time. There was not a gate whenever I got this boarding pass. It ended up being a 15 or somewhere in there, main 3, 30F, and again, it shows the layover on these, which I think is pretty cool. So an hour and 15 minutes, departing at 11:24, arriving at 12:26 p.m. Pacific time. Really cool. You also see the TUL dill for the kiosk right there. That's real nice. And again, no color on here. Delta doesn't have any color on the front, but of course they have color on the back because you don't want to throw away your ticket to your next vacation. So this one did fade it a little bit as well. What can you do about it? It's supposed to say boarding ends 15 minutes prior and all that, but as you can see, it's stained pretty bad. Still, the boarding pass is what counts. I have some that are in awful conditions. Actually, you can kind of see them back there. If you all would like me to make a video regarding all my boarding passes, I would be happy to do that because I have over 100 and I've really enjoyed collecting these as of especially really getting into it with the card stock, but I've always kept the actual boarding pass, whether it's this crappy paper or card stock. So anyway, very glad to have this pass. It looks really good and ultimately a really good one right there. So that's really nice. Yeah, another gorgeous safety card. This is the Delta A321. I think it's really cool how they have the different colors on top. So this is a teal color for the first revision of the 321. Very similar characteristics. Again, corners are pristine. It's in really good shape. Now with this aircraft, obviously a couple of small differences with the safety cards. So I don't think that they have any like actual major concept differences outside of the rafts that you can see how prominent they are here. So here's two in the front. This is the L2 door. So you have the rafts here. Then you have a compartment for one that you can use over here in the L3 area, which I think it's supposed to go here, which is nice. Then the L4 has theirs too. So that's really cool to see. And here's what a ground evacuation looks like for the A321. Here's the illustration for the doors. You got A, B, B, A. That's really nice. And ultimately some really good character features here for this safety card. So again, in really good condition, looks really good. And again, you can see up here at the top where it says exit seating. It has quite a sufficient write up about that, of course. Delta, no, it says 2020 on it, and the card revision was July of 2020. So really good looking safety card here. Glad to have this one. It looks absolutely awesome. And also feel free to let me know, guys, in the comments how I'm pacing, if you think I'm going too fast or too slow. This is my first time doing this, and I would love to hear y'all's feedback. So please let me know in the comments. I know this isn't airline related, but I did want to complete the puzzle as to how I got from San Diego to Los Angeles, because the next pass you're about to see is from Los Angeles. So took Amtrak's Pacific Surfliner, which was very good, especially for the price. Took around 3 hours and went well. This boarding pass just had, you know, the Amtrak ones are real simple, but I do have this one here, so nice to have this. And turned out they come back in pretty good shape. So Amtrak boarding pass, Pacific Surfliner, it has similar travel characteristics to a airline boarding pass, just some slight differences. So that looks really nice right there, but thought I would fill in that puzzle for you all so you know what I'm talking about. Okay, here's the next one. First ever Hawaiian Airlines flight from Los Angeles to Kahului, Maui, which was an absolute blast. So you can see here, this is a really good cardstock boarding pass. It flims a little bit, but it's not too bad. This is very solid. I have one absolutely outstanding boarding pass. I would call it worth $50, completely kidding. But I have a really good one for this trip, but usually this is more about what you're gonna find in the cardstock land. So you can see a couple stains, but not too bad. Again, this was once again after that flight, once it rained in Hawaii, which again, you will hear about more about that in the trip content. So you can see Hawaiian Airlines TSA pre-check. Here's the boarding pass, gate 206 and T-bit West. Boarding was at 7:30 a.m. Zone 3, and did have the economy plus seat for 16J, which was super nice, by the way. Can't recommend that enough. Hawaiian Airlines 33 from LAX to Kahului OGG. Departed at 8:15 a.m. and arrived at 12:05 p.m. Seat 16J. Really great. This is a good boarding pass. I really like the color here. Unfortunate, no color there, but not a huge deal. Back is really cool. It just has these little flower designs. So I think it's really cool that they featured that. But yeah, this one came from the gate counter. So definitely just ask the gate, just give them their ID, give them your ID, and they will give you a boarding pass. So that's really cool. And was very glad to get that one as well. Along with that, of course, we have more A330 memorabilia, including this Airbus A330 safety card. It's the first ever Hawaiian safety card. It's really cool. The variety that this one has on it, so you can see the safe right there, Hawaiian Airlines. You have some various titles right here in various languages for the different countries that they fly to around the world. Please do not remove aircraft from card, but of course, you got the permission there, so that's not a problem. You can see here with the various taxi, takeoff, landing, evacuation. So you can see in contrast to Delta, this is more widespread, if that makes sense. It's more like structured. The other one just kind of, you know, shows all of it, if that makes sense. So I do like how Hawaiian has more of a structured format, which is a very nice compliment for them right there. But you have the in-flight safety. Sorry, I just need to point this up a little bit more, don't I? You have the in-flight safety, the prohibited items, you got taxi, takeoff, landing evacuation, and the different steps as well. See how good, see, this is what I'm talking about. So this is an A330-200. This looks really great. This is S tier work. The other plane, I don't know what I was looking at, like a 737 or whatever. So this is really, really good work right here. So very glad to get to see that. Again, the rest of this is really cool. So seat belts, oxygen, it has the time, kind of how to outline that. So all this looks really good. They did a really good job on this one. You also have the emergency exit row seating instructions in a really convenient location. So that's great to see. And again, you got the back for the water evacuation. So of course you got the adult version, the child version, the infant. So really great to get to see all that. And again, another really good A330. So really good. This was a December 2022 revision, type AA1A. I'm not sure exactly what all that means, but very cool. And the final assembly was in France. So that's nice. So yeah, a bunch of really good details. This is a really good card. Very happy to have that one. That's really nice. All right, here we go into the credit card promotion memorabilia. So you know that I'm going to take any memorabilia I can get, and I'm also an airline connoisseur, or credit card connoisseur. I don't have many yet. I just have the Southwest and Alaska right now. However, I do look to get more. I did want to look at the Hawaiian one and at least, you know, kind of have an idea as to what they do. So you can see here they gave you 65,000 bonus miles, which is really fair. Their redemptions are pretty good. This is good for about 2 round trips. If you do it very efficiently, that means like very flexible dates, get the best redemptions on sale, all that. 2 round trips from the West Coast to Hawaii. So it does have a 99 annual in theirs, but that's pretty good. So you can see kind of what you can expect. It says 1 round trip, but if you really do your math, you can probably get 2 out of it. So that's really cool. So that's nice to see. And they have QR codes and the rest of it. So that's certainly very nice right there. So really cool to see all these 3. I'll kind of show you the inside. It's just mainly just busy work detail, excluding the first page, which is nice. So they offer a 50% discount on a companion pass, which is really cool. You get a $100 companion discount annually, which is nice. You also get no foreign transaction fees, share miles, which is a cool feature. Them Frontier do that. You have 3x on Hawaiian, 2x on gas, dining, and eligible grocery stores, 1x on other purchases. You get the in-flight credit, $10 per day, which is nice. Contactless payment, 2 free checked bags. That's really, really good. And then the rest gets into the nitty-gritty details of credit cards. So yeah, really nice to get to see this here. I got 3 of them because they said take as many as you want. And I thought about applying for a little bit, but I think I'll save my credit score for future endeavors, maybe Capital One or unfortunately American Airlines, because they're not the prettiest airline in the world, but their mile redemptions are S tier and they do get you from place to place. You can get about, for 6,000 miles, you can get quite a few redemptions out of TUL. So that's what I'm leaning towards, although we will have to see. And what would it be without a Hawaiian Airlines magazine? So here's the Heinaho, which is really cool, December to January 2024. Really cool boat right there, but this goes into quite a bit of detail on various articles. You can see the Hawaiian Airlines member miles program right there. That's nice to see. Here's various maps of their airports. So here's the Honolulu International Airport, and I was in A quite a bit, so that was really cool. And then flew E for Delta, and we came into, we didn't fly into Honolulu on a wide body, so that's why. LAX, you can see they use all the gates. It's common use, so no particular gate. So I thought that was kind of cool. Plus they have several flights out there. Anyway, in-flight taste. I won't show all this so we don't, I don't want this video to be crazy long, but I of course want to show some of the highlights here. I don't know if they have a fleet page in here. I looked at some of this, but I didn't get a chance to look at all of it. So let's see real quick. Mainly just Hawaii tourist articles and, you know, just various information regarding Hawaii. So that's really cool. And I don't think I see any fleet page unless it was one of these very first ones, but I don't think it was. Here's the route map. You gotta have the route map so you can see their Hawaii map, and then of course you have the long term. It's gonna be really neat to look at when Alaska gets in on that, so looking forward to that. Just making sure that I wanted to show this page. This is a really nice 787 write-up. That's really cool to see. Otherwise, I don't believe that we have a fleet page for Hawaiian, which is okay because they're actually, here's the in-flight entertainment on 321neo. That's really cool to see right there. And there's the welcome aboard. Yeah, so this is where it all starts. So again, I don't think we have a page. Here's all the in-flight snacks, which is really cool. You also can get souvenirs on the Hawaiian. So overall, really cool book, and definitely looks absolutely fantastic right there. So that's really, really good. Very nice. Okay, now we have quite the story to tell. So let me go ahead and tell this one, why we have what we have here. So yet another kiosk boarding pass, but luckily I was able to get some better ones. So what the original plan was to fly Southern Airways from Kahului to Kona, and then fly from Kona back to Kahului on Hawaiian. Mukulele did not have, that's the airline for Hawaii, by the way, that Southern uses. They did not have physical boarding passes. So I was planning on printing it out, but unfortunately the flight got delayed 4 hours, so I was not able to do that turn. So I ended up doing a replacement one instead. Luckily though, I was able to get the new boarding pass for the 717 flight from Kahului to Lahui. So that was really awesome, as you can see right here. Boarding at 1 o'clock, zone 4, 24A, one of the best seats in the house, no doubt about it. Hawaiian Airlines, TSA pre-check, all the rest. It's got some really good information. Depart at 1:18, arrive at 1:30. That is completely incorrect. So the system got confused when this was getting printed out. The original arrival time was 1:30, but the departure time was at 1:18, or sorry, like 12:45 maybe, or somewhere in there. So it ended up getting delayed. So that's the delayed time. This is the original arrival time. I think we ended up landing at like 2:45. It was pretty late, but anyway, that's all right because it ended up going well. Hawaiian Airlines flight 249, boarding ends at 1:08 p.m. So really great. That was the new boarding time, by the way. So this is the only number that's not indicative of the delay. And I also have the paper one as well. Here's the original time, 12:40, arrive at 1:30. So that's the correct time. Gate 19, I think it stated gate 19, it did. So that's really cool. So again, these are kind of the wonky boarding passes, but of course I'm gonna keep them because why not? And there's TSA pre-check there. And then on the actual really good Hawaiian pass, you got TSA pre-check there. So that was really cool, and certainly very glad to get to see that right there. Then, of course, we're not going anywhere without a Hawaiian Airlines Boeing 717 safety card. So you can see, please fly safe. Hawaiian, here's a beautiful 717 right there. Do not remove, except for applicable items. Yet another good illustration of a 717. So very similar characteristics to the A330, taxi, takeoff, landing, prohibited, landing, evacuation, in-flight safety, seat belts, oxygen, you name it. All really good illustrations. Again, I don't want to make the video too long, so I won't go into too much of that, but feel free to pause if you'd like to check it out. Although I will say Shoot C is S tier. That's really great. So really cool. And then that's really neat how they represent that in piece coming off like that. So that's really cool. You can see B, evacuation A as well. So again, this is really good. You can also see airplane mode there. So all that, they do a good job with this. This is really good work. The back also really cool. And then guess what? A 717 nose and a 717. So great job. And final assembly in the US, really cool. October 2022 revision, really good. You can see the various water raft instructions and all that there too. So that's really great. So certainly very happy to get to see that. And then the flight from Lahui to Honolulu in seat 9F, which ended up, I had to rebook this, and you have to call on Hawaiian. You can't do it online. So I called, and I swore I told them 24A, 24A, 24A. I didn't get 24A, so this was the last window available was 9, which it was okay. I don't like sitting up there on the 717 aircraft, but hey, it is what it is. So Hawaiian's 374, Lahui to Honolulu, 5:55 p.m. departure, arrival at 6:33, seat 9F. And this flight ended up getting delayed as well. It was like an hour behind, mainly because Kahului had so much rain on it and delayed all the whole day pretty much. So that's why you see all these delays. It was at gate 5, Lahui's like 8 gates or so. It's a really cool airport. So certainly very awesome to get to see that right there. And January 9th, you know, all the applicable information there. It looks really great. Really cool boarding pass. And again, you get the flowers in the back. So that's also very nice right there as well. And what do you know, yet another Hawaiian 717 safety card. I'll make sure the revision date's the same, so there's no changes. So all the same. Still can't get over this, along with Shoot C right there. That's really, really great. So very cool to get that. And what do you know? This has actually got a story to these 717 flights, these next two. So I did end up doing a Kona turn, but this was pretty interesting. So it ended up that there was a pretty reasonable deal. It was a little higher than what I wanted to pay, but it was about 125 round trip 2 days in advance, which honestly is pretty fair. I ended up getting my original flights. I think I got 4 717 flights for like $80. So that was the original price, which was just S tier, but still for $125 to do it round trip and to still get it in, because who knows next time I'll be able to go to Hawaii. We'll have to see. I was just like, it's, you know, I'm only going to be, who knows when the next time's going to be, and 717 could be gone by next time I was able to make it. So I was like, it's worth every moment to just go ahead and get the 717 while I'm out there. So this is the Kona turn I was able to do Thursday morning before we left to come back to the US mainland. So you can see 6:25 a.m. boarding on Hawaiian Airlines flight 138 at gate A18 going to Kona. I did look at Hilo too, but Kona was the best price. So, and it's a cool airport, really, really cool. I'll talk about it in a moment. But as you can see, Hawaiian 138, Honolulu to Kona, 24F, back in the good seats, even though it's the 3 side. But at that point, it literally didn't matter. The goal, the objective at this point was to simply get on a 717. 6:45 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. Really great. TSA pre-check, all the applicable information. So that was awesome. Again, good boarding pass. This one, you can see we're not raining anymore. This one's in really good shape. So that's nice. The back also looks really good. So very glad to have this boarding pass in really good shape. And again, really special flight. And it was funny because I was not sure whether I was going to be able to, we ended up having a pretty late night on Wednesday, and I wasn't sure whether or not I was going to be able to get enough adequate sleep. And I just kind of woke up at 5 a.m., by the way, and I was like, that's enough time to make it to the airport. So that was the plan. I wanted to do it so bad, and there wasn't any other availability, so it was either 6:30 a.m. or no go. Well, luckily, it ended up, it was like 5:01, immediately got a lift to the airport. Awesome time, had an absolute blast. So super, super fun. So glad I was able to get the 717 makeup flights, and what a situation that was. Certainly will be fun trip reports off of that, and had a great time. What do you know? You had another 717 safety card with the same revision, so I won't go over it too much, but yes, that's very nice. And then the last one was the Kona airport, by the way. It's an open air airport. It's really, really cool. So had an absolute blast there, and really, really fun experience. So that was absolutely fantastic, to say the least, right there. Then you're taking a look right here at the flight back from Kona to Honolulu that boarded at 8:36 a.m. So it was only like, I think I was there for like an hour or so. But as you can see right here, Hawaiian Airlines flight 157 on January 11th, boarding at 8:36 a.m. ended at 8:46. So you don't get much time on these 717s. They board them up fast. So yeah, no playing around on this. From Kona to Honolulu, C23F Zone 4, gate number 9. I think they have like 15 gates or so at Kona, maybe a few less. 8:56 a.m., 9:45. Again on the 3 side, but that's okay. I had a very loud baby on this flight, but I'm not complaining about 717 at all. So very glad to get the good card stock as well. I asked for both these at the Honolulu gate counter, so they did a great job with that. So thank you to my fellow 717 enthusiasts at the gate counter. Just kidding. Here's the 717 safety card again, and once again, 1022 revision. So that's very nice right there. This was the S tier boarding pass I'm talking about. So this is coming back to the US mainland on the Delta Airlines Boeing 767-300ER, first ever 767, along with my first ever A330. Blast of a time, so great, what a moment. But as you can see right here, this is really, really good. You can see the firmness, but this is from the Honolulu gate counter, so they still have really, really good printing material there. So here's Delta, and it's like, it's supposed to be black, but I think it almost came out like a navy, so that's kind of cool. Boarding pass TSA pre-check, and this is from Honolulu to Los Angeles, boarding at 12:31, departing at 1:16 p.m. at E10. As you can see, really great. C20F. So this is really cool. I'll tell this real quick. I know that this video is already pretty long, so I won't go too far, but I have to tell this story real quick. So Delta on their 767s, the first 3 rows of Comfort Plus on some of the configurations is actually premium economy, which I was completely unaware about. So glad that I selected it. So what ends up happening was, on their international flights, they use it as premium economy, but it's a flex seat to a Comfort Plus seat on domestic flights. So I completely lucked out and ended up getting premium economy on a Comfort Plus ticket, which was so awesome. So what a great seat. That was such a treat for 5 hours. Really, really great time. So that ended up working out so well. And to get that all for $200 total is just S tier. So Google Flights, keep grinding. This was an awesome ticket, great flight. This was cheaper than what it was to get to San Diego. So this was a complete steal. Absolutely would do it again. Hope to get to do this one more time before they retire them. That is certainly the route combination to do it on, LAX to Honolulu. Very cheap flight, so glad to have it. Absolute blast, and just an absolute talent show, to say the least. So Honolulu LAX, again, 1:16 p.m. Great flight, can't recommend this one enough. Awesome boarding pass, by the way, too. But this one on the back, not only does it have the seal there, but it also has, taking off with 15% off award travel. So it is really cool that you can get the 15% off, even though their mileage program sucks with regards to mile redemptions. Although I did find a couple better ones the other day, surprisingly. So this was really cool, and certainly very glad to get that right there. I'm gonna have to get a bigger table for the thumbnail because we're obviously running out of room if I want to organize it the way that I was thinking of. Unless if I can scoot them up, which I might be able to. We'll have to see. I'll see if I can kind of organize this a little bit more efficiently. I was gonna put all the 717s together to kind of spread it out a little bit. So that was very nice. And then we have a Boeing 767-300ER safety card. So you can see very similar to the 321 with regards to the format, revision 1. This time we have a light pink color on top. Similar illustrations, although this, you can see the seats here, which is really cool. I think this one's designated for premium economy, so that's very nice. You can certainly see the seat difference there, so I'm thinking that's what it is. If they have it like that anyway, that's really cool. There's the 767 right there, and that looks kind of like a 7.6, so I can live a little bit more with that. So certainly not as good as Hawaiian's illustrations, but that's certainly still pretty good effort, so not bad at all. 35 pounds, all that applicable information. 2020 revision from November. So very good card here. The exit seating also has quite a write-up right there. So that's really good. And certainly very glad to get to see that right there. And I also have quite a magnitude of Delta Airlines napkins that I was saving for this point. So you see, cheers to more travel, fast, free Wi-Fi is rolling out, which that flight didn't have it surprisingly. So what can you do about it? And I think just the same too. So certainly nice to get all the variety of napkins there. So that was certainly nice too. So glad to get that. All right, and then we begin the track home after a stunning time at LA with aerial photography and H Hotel plane spotting. Excited to make so much content on that. But nevertheless, let's go ahead and get started. We have the United Airlines Boeing 757-300 flight from Los Angeles to Las Vegas. So you can see here TSA pre-check. Again, it's unfortunately the flimsy paper, but this did come from the gate counter, so it just depends. I've got better cardstock boarding passes from United ticket counters. Some of them are good, some of them are bad. It just depends. Anyways, you can see here, we're going from Los Angeles to Vegas on Saturday, January 13th, 72A, really cool gate. 7:25 a.m. boarding ends at 8. Flight's at 8:15, flight arrives 9:31. 14A, which is a window, it was a main cabin, sorry, economy plus seat. I don't know why it says economy, but that's quite nice. You can also see boarding group 3, so that's really cool, Star Alliance member, all the applicable information. In the back's real simple, you just have this compliance with U.S. Department of Transportation. So very simple, but very cool to get that boarding pass. And then also 2 Boeing 757-300 safety cards. So I was able to get 2 of them, so that's really cool. So for everybody that's made it to this point in the video, this is your luck. So what I'm gonna try to do in these Airline Collectible Haul videos is give away at least 1 item. So comment below that you want a United 757-300 safety card, and within a month of the upload of the video, probably within 2 weeks or so. We'll say, let's go 2 weeks. That's a fair amount of time. So within 2 weeks of the upload of this video, I will select somebody that wants the United 757-300 safety card to get it. So I'll give away this one. It's not as good condition. It's just one little line right there, but still pretty good. So comment below that you want this, and then I'll comment back if you won. We'll get coordinated on Instagram or email or some sort of Discord, you know, some sort of communication method, and I will send this to you. So whoever wants it, here it is, but here's an assessment of it. So it's the teal color once again, United safety card. Now the United safety cards have good illustrations in them. Their aircraft are also a little bit closer, so you can see here, kind of clunkered a little bit, but not bad, but you at least can see that's a 753, so that's really cool. Otherwise, the rest of this is also really good information. I also need to scoop this table back so we can get some more lights. So let me do that real quick. It also has 75E on the front right there, which is real cool. Anyway, so you can see the various illustrations that it has, the exit door, the rafts, so this is real nice. So also the big 2 circles right there in 753 are quite cool. So that's really nice and very cool to get to see that. And here's the back, revision 1 B757E, really cool. So that's absolutely awesome right there. So again, if you do want the safety card, just comment below and I'll get coordinated with you in the next 2 weeks. Next up, we have the Las Vegas to Denver ticket here on the 737-800, and this was UA770 D57 at Vegas. They have quite a gate setup, to say the least. Boarding at 11, flight in, the boarding ends at 11:25 a.m., flight departs at 11:40, flight arrives 2:40 Mountain. 25A, which is a preferred seating coach, and boarding group 3 again. That was nice to get 3 every time due to the economy plus seat that we got in the first flight. Pretty simple ticket, but looks really good. I was very happy with that one, and that was certainly a blast. And here it is. Unfortunately, kind of bent up a little bit, but this is revision 2, so it is cool to have some variety there. So glad to find my first United 737-800, which you can see the illustration does look like a 737-800, so that's really cool to see. Otherwise, you can see the emergency exit illustration there. You have the rafts, which are quite elaborate, to be honest. This is real impressive, so nice to see that. And you can also see how much bigger the 737 is, but also how big the rafts can get. I don't know if that's the 4th one or what exactly we're doing there, but pretty interesting right there. So those all look real good as well. Again, this one's real beat up. I don't know what happened to it, but yeah, I have got some safety cards with gum on them previously, so that's unfortunate, but what can you do? This is for the 900 as well, I should say. But this is actually from an 800 aircraft, so that was really nice too. So very cool to get that as well. We also have the United Hemispheres magazine. No, that was supposed to go there. So they're talking about type A on this particular offering. There's a bunch of good information here, so I'll try to run it through it real quick so this video is not too crazy long, because I know we're already at 30 minutes. It's mainly because I have another video that I want to record with this light, but of course I want to make this still pretty elaborate. Here's the mileage plus credit cards that they offer. They have a decent program. It depends on where you live, whether it's good or not. Here, unfortunately, it's not very good, but I still could get it for another redemption. I'll talk about that in a future video if I do end up getting that card sometime. You can see here, here's the airport map. So you have various airports around the world. I won't go to get too elaborate with that, but they're good. You got the safety information. Actually, I'll see if I can at least find the hub page. You have more information about various services in the airports. Here's the hub page. I at least want to show the hub page. So here's the hub page. You got Houston, Chicago, Newark, Dulles, Los Angeles, San Fran. So that's awesome. I still got to get the Newark and Dulles. For the United Concourse, I've still not been in those. I've been in the rest, luckily. Trying to get to the fleet page here. They do have, you know, missed your flight. They do a good job. Here's the fleet page. So you can see here, we got the mainline airplanes, which is awesome. All in Evo, and they all look real good. So that's really nice. All have the correct winglets. 787 has a little too much wing flex, but I'm not going to complain with that. And then the regionals also are correct, although there's not any Evo winglet 145s, which is kind of funny. So that's all right. And really cool in the A321 Neo advertisements. That's really cool. So they have a bunch of really good information here. How to get hooked up to Wi-Fi, you know, they do a good job on this. You have your seat back entertainment, then we're probably gonna have the menu. Not till we get past the entertainment. Here's the menu, so you can see the beverages for the various drinks that they have, alcoholic and non-alcoholic, along with the snacks as well. Let me know which one's your favorite. Also, I want to do this so bad. I want to try one that are hot meals at some point. So apparently they have some hot options, which is really cool. So definitely hope to do this sometime, and they're pretty fair price, to be honest, so that's really cool. Also, they have their route map as well, so very cool to see that. And it does fold out. I just don't want to fold it at this point, so that looks really good. Last but certainly not least, we have the United Airlines Airbus A319 flight from Denver to Tulsa. So you see UA2465, Denver to Tulsa, and you can see here 5:18 p.m., boarding ins 5:38, flight departs 5:53, flight arrives 8:35, 23A, another preferred window seat. So very nice to see that right there. And it looks really good. So very nice to get to see that right there, along with the United A319 safety card. So this one is really nice. I love the yellow. It is revision 1, 19G. It's really cool. I don't know why the fence tips are pretty good. They almost seem like scimitars, but they're pretty good. So that's a pretty solid effort. Better than Deltas, at least. That's for dang sure. You can see the details there, and then you also got the details inside here that also look really nice. So certainly glad to see all those various characteristics. Yeah, the rafts are real elaborate over here on the life chest. Let's see, life vest, excuse me. No circles rafts in the 319, I guess. So pretty interesting. So yeah, definitely important to explain all that if you don't have it, but there's one right there. So I'm sure that these expand off. That's what it is for 319. There we go. There's the inside right there. In the back, this is a revision 1 from, where is the date? That's a really good question. 2019 is what we have in here, so I don't know if that's actually 2019 or not, but I don't see an actual date, which that's really surprising. I thought for sure they would have to have a date on here, so pretty interesting there, but what can you do about that? So that's obviously real nice too, as there goes a boarding pass. We do have some final items to take a look at though, as that was obviously the end of the flights, but I do have a United napkin, a really beat up Delta one right there. Here's an air sickness bag. I think this is United, so that's certainly nice right there. Delta Airlines safety, Delta Airlines air sickness bags, so these look really good too. And we also have some of the various in-flight snacks that they provide. So United provides these summer harvest snack mixes. They're pretty good, so very nice there. And Delta usually does sun chips, so I just have one here for illustration purposes. So yeah, I will get this all organized and then we'll take a little bit more of a detailed look at it from the broad perspective. Actually, two more items. Actually, like 4 more real quick. Sorry, they were off here on the side. Here's the United Airlines cups. Here's 3 of them. I like to keep these because not only can you use them for miscellaneous purposes, but they also just look really cool. So United certainly wins the award for not only recycling, but also getting the blue on this. They're really cool, so that's really nice. So you can see the various components of that. So really cool to see that right there. I have 2 Delta ones right here. So these are also really nice to see. You got the Delta Airlines widget on there. So as long as it has airline on it, it's worth money. Just kidding. That's kind of my philosophy on it though. There was an etched a pair of slippers in Delta 1 getting off the 767, so I do have this pair of slippers. I don't know if I'll take them out at any time, but you know, pretty simple. So got the Delta widget there along with the etched slipper piece itself. These are really cool, so I'm certainly very, very glad to have these. So that's really nice. And last but certainly not least, also a Hawaiian Airlines amenity kit. They had some etched ones in first, so this was really cool to have. I won't get it out for the sake of the video since we're already at 35 minutes, but it is really cool. They have some, you know what, screw it. Let's do this the right way. We're not going to do a video without doing it the right way. It's what happens when you got to film multiple videos in one day. Don't do day trips and it doesn't happen. Just kidding. So you got various items. You got earplugs in there. Here's appears to be a sleeping mask. You have some sort of message in there as a lotion, perhaps. This is a hydrating mist. Very cool. This is hand and body wash. Very nice. Again, not all of this has Hawaiian on it, but it's still pretty cool. Tissues and even a comb. Holy crap, that's super cool. Wow. A wood comb from Hawaiian. I can't believe they can justify doing that. So that is super cool along with the eye mask. That is awesome. So really glad to have that. And there's a bunch of really cool items in there. So definitely we'll keep my eyes on that. So yeah, those are all the items. Let me go ahead and outline them and really excited to take a look at all these. So let's go ahead and do it, guys. Alrighty guys, go ahead and take a look at this lineup right here. Very cool to get all these airline collectible items right here from this trip. So Delta 175, 321, Hawaiian A330, 4 Hawaiian 717s, Delta 763, and then United 753, United 738, United A319. So very excited for this. And once again, if you are interested in this United 757-300 safety car, comment below and I'll be sure to pick somebody out that was watching the video. So again, really hope that you all enjoyed this. Thank you all so much for watching. Looking forward to the next one, as that will be the Los Angeles Collectibles Show video. So looking forward to that. We'll have some model aircraft in that too. We won't unbox them, but we'll just take a look at all the items that we got from that. Very similar to this video. So with all that being said, everybody, that'll do it for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. I want to thank each and every one of you for watching. My name is Redriveraviation. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Trust process. Do you love and love you do. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon as Redriveraviation is signing off.